Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to actually do a review of the Amazfit GTR 2E. Now this is, I guess you would consider a light version of the GTR 2, but it's pretty much the same watch. So if you have the GTR 2, you'll know how to work this watch. Now the difference obviously is no phone calls on here, but that's okay. It still has pretty much all the same functions. Now normally when I do a review of a smartwatch, I don't cover too much into the sports activities of it, but this time I've been working out more, and I've been setting this. I didn't set a workout when I did the workouts. It automatically recognized what it thought I was doing. And I pretty much was doing some light aerobics and walking, and it picked up my aerobic workout. The steps obviously continue to count, but if you're using this for fitness, you're in the right place. Now, I like watches that I don't have to set an activity. Now, let's just say I was specifically going to do some cycling outside, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set that activity. But most of my other watches have, I shouldn't say most, one watch in particular is one of my Samsung Gear watches. It automatically picked up what I was doing, whether I was on a treadmill, I was doing cycling indoors. It always picked it up for some reason, and I like that functionality. So I tested it out with this watch, and it in fact did pick up my aerobic workout, it did a good job with that. It told me how long I worked out, and it was just a good experience with it. And the last time I reviewed the smartwatch, I didn't, the Amazfit watches, I haven't gone too far into that, but this video I will, because with that workout, it was monitoring my heart rate. And the heart rate on here is extremely accurate. You can hit this button right here and you can go into your heart rate. Let me just put it on real fast here, and I'll demonstrate the heart rate monitor. It automatically picks up my heart rate. Let's see here. Now we're gonna go ahead and go in the heart rate, because right there it recognized that I wasn't wearing it, so it told me to put it on. I don't know if you noticed that message on the top that said put it on. But it is accurate because my heart rate made it to about 145 or so during the workouts. And this is my current heart rate, even with me talking. It's fairly good. But the heart rate monitor is accurate, extremely accurate, especially when you're doing a heavy intensive workout. So another thing, a question that I saw from people was the SPO. So this right here, sometimes you have to get this really tight for it to work. And I don't know why it's like that, but this does work. For some people, they've said they've noticed that theirs did not work. But once you see a number pop up at the top up there, you're getting an accurate reading. Now mine, all of these watches that I've done, there we go. All of these watches from Amazfit that I've used on the initial startup of the watch, like in the first 24 hours, it was kind of hit or miss with the blood oxygen. That's what the SpO2 is, the blood oxygen. And it was hit or miss. But after that first 24 hours, I guess it was a calibration thing. It always works. And if you don't want to take your watch off, you just slide it further that way. Slide it up your arm more, and you should get your blood oxygen level. So that's something that I think a lot of people were concerned about, but it does work. Every function of this watch has worked for me. Steps is something that I like to keep out front. And the stress is also very good. It works very well as well. But I also use this for a sleep monitor. Now, let me see if I can show you my last sleep monitor here. I'm pulling up the application because I want you to see what it actually looks like. So it hasn't done, okay, here's my last one right here. So let's slide in here. Now, the sleep monitoring is fairly accurate from what I could tell. This was last night. Now, if you don't know this about me, but I'm a very light sleeper. I can hear anything in the house. You know this. You know, when you own a house, you know the sounds in your house. You know, you just kind of, it's just the way it is. You know what's going on in your house, and that's how it is with me for this watch. It it's fairly accurate with the light sleep. I'm not a heavy sleeper. I'm getting some decent sleep, obviously, but I'm not a heavy sleeper. And I should be getting more deep sleep. But the fact that I'm getting some sleep is, I'm excited about that. But this was last night, so I fell asleep fairly late last night, but I still got a pretty good amount of sleep. And it tells you the reading here, and then also in this right here, I actually use my watches for sleep monitoring. Because I don't get a lot of sleep. So if you want to check what your heart rate was along your sleep, you want to just hold and run your finger across. If you see a spike or anything like that, that's just what happened. That's what your heart rate was at that moment. It tells you the time, everything. Maybe I got up to use the bathroom or something. I don't know. But you should see a pretty leveled heart rate. And this is when it's higher right here because I got up. So roughly I got up about twice last night. I got to use the bathroom maybe at 5 in the morning or something, I think. And then when I got up, I used the bathroom again. So awake for 3 minutes, that's probably just me going to sleep, or excuse me, getting up. But I wanted to show you that because the heart monitoring is actually heart rate monitor is pretty dope at night. And the sleep monitor is really, really nice. I really like that. If you're using this for fitness, you're going to love it. Phone calls, everything like that, text messages, everything comes in as it's supposed to. The difference with this and the GTR 2 though, this watch you cannot, talk to people from the watch. And I think that's not a bad thing, because in most situations, honestly, folks, I don't like to use my watch to talk on the phone. It has to be a serious emergency for me to do that, or just a serious situation, for me to do that. It's just got to be something really, I just really needed to take that phone call, and then my phone was across the room, and it was just something like that. But with this watch, you can't receive phone calls. And again, that's not a bummer or a bad thing. It's just that you just can't. So if you want to make phone calls, don't buy this watch. Get the GTR 2 because you can make phone calls. You'll pay another $40 for it, but it's totally worth it. I have the GTR 2, obviously, so it's totally worth it. Either one, though. And the reason this is a good watch for most people probably, and this will do, is because just because you have the option to take a phone call on your wrist, how often are you really going to do that? How often are you really going to feel comfortable? You're going to have to be, most people are alone, Yeah, I think that's how it goes. So this watch has been great for the last week. I've been using it. And I'm going to switch over now and start using another Amazfit watch. It's so lovely to be able to check out all these watches, man. I really enjoy using the Amazfit lineup. Their lineup is just absolutely great, man. And I can't think of a better watch that works. People like to buy the watch brand that goes with the smartphone brand, but if you have an iPhone or Android, I recommend these watches all the way. Any of the Amazfit lineup. So I'm going to start using the GTS 2E next, because I really like this form factor of this watch right here. This is going to be a great experience, just like this watch. But the difference is on the GTS 2 E, I should get better battery, and that's what I want to talk about next on this watch right here. This watch lasted about 3 solid days for me of usage, and I charged it at 3 days. It was at 25%, and I went on ahead and charged it because I figured, I'm getting ready to be going out and about a lot, and I still want to have my notifications on my wrist, so I didn't want to risk it. It probably could have lasted another 2 days. But I decided to just go ahead and charge it. So at the 3-day mark, I was at 24 or 25%, and I was okay with that. But I just wanted to make that known to you. The numbers that you see on the website for anything, cell phones, anything with a battery for battery life, you're dealing with specific numbers, even down to fuel economy. If you see something that's rated at 40 miles per gallon, very seldom will you get that. It's going to depend on how you're driving. And the same thing goes with a watch. Now, I have several emails and I have several notifications coming in. And this is just a part of the game. You're not going to be able to get, in most cases, the numbers that they put out there. you can come close. So realistically, I got roughly 3 to 5 days out of this watch on a single charge. But this is only the second time charging this watch. So, I've actually only charged it once in this past week of using it. So you can get 3 to 5 days. Well, I got 3 to 5 days. I'll say that. You'll get whatever usage you get out of it based on the way you're using the watch. So just be mindful of that. I can read off the specs. I can tell you everything about it, but you're the one that's going to have to actually use it. And I think with this watch, I haven't had, as far as software crashes or anything like that, no issues with bad software. The Amazfit software is freaking ridiculous. I love it. And I love the application for it as well. I love this application. I think this application is super intuitive, very easy to use. And I just think it's just a good thing. This has got to be the easiest software to use. And I just think it's legit. So I'll start a review of the GTS 2E now next. This is again like that light version of the GTR 2 and the GTS 2. These are the light versions of these watches, the GTS and GTR. So they both retail for $139, and I think Amazfit, I think they're doing it right by breaking these prices open like this. I have the mini version of the GTS, and then I also have the Amazfit BIP and the GTR2. There's a lot of things that go into this lineup of watches, and giving them to you this way with real world usage is what I plan on doing. So next up on the chopping block, I haven't had a bad experience, by the way. The only thing with any of these watches that I've reviewed and got from Amazfit, it's not that it's a bad experience. The only thing that has not lived up to the hype again is just the battery. They have long battery life, but just not as long as what the website says. And again, you might get the watch and you might decide to turn off certain notifications. And I gotta tell you, when I tell you I have a lot of notifications going, I have a lot of notifications going. I have a ton of notifications coming into this watch at all times. So much that I had to turn on the do not disturb on the watch. So that's something that you should take note of. The watch does have do not disturb if you want to turn on do not disturb. Now it's off right now, obviously, but I normally have it set to the timed right here, where I can have it set in, or you can even turn on the smart, or you can just enable it. But for my experience, I think that you should figure out how you want to use the watch, a smartwatch, and figure out what you're gonna be doing with it. I think if you're a fitness person, running, aerobics, walking, any kind of fitness you can think of, this watch can give it to you. It does it all. When they say they have 90 different kinds of workouts you can do, it is the truth from real world experience. So it's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed a review of this watch. I highly recommend that you check it out. If you're into any kind of smartwatch for notifications, you want to see who's calling, you want to, especially with fitness, you want a sleep monitor, it's all in here. And I think it's great, man. So I've had a great experience with this watch, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the shelf for now, and I'll start my review again of the GTS 2 SE. These are the sister brother watches right here, or cousin watches that just got released from CES 2021 from Amazfit. So I think these are dope. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. If I didn't answer something or talk about something that you want to talk about, you can ask that question down below, and I'll get to it. So I'll try to answer your question if I can. But this is a great watch. I have no regrets. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.